What's going on, guys? Killer6, and it is time. Today is the day. Here in just a couple of hours, we're going to have DLC 6 in our hands. Finally, we're going to have the new raid boss, Hemovorus, and I'm super excited to go kill that chick. We are going to have some other new content, including the ability to reroll anointments, which is huge for the game. But we've got a lot of other big news here, so let's dive right into these patch notes. Up first, they are just announcing the usual stuff at the beginning of this. The Hemovorus is coming, the director's cut content. You guys are probably aware of all that stuff by now. And then we got the murder mystery stuff, the behind the scenes content. You guys can read all about that stuff on Borderlands.com if you'd like to, but I'm not gonna drag this video out just to include all that stuff here at the beginning. So let's get into the important stuff. In my opinion, they talk about the vault cards right here at the beginning. They say the vault cards will have 3 daily challenges and 1 multi-tiered weekly challenge. So it's not that complicated. I had a lot of people saying, well, I don't have time to do daily challenges, blah, 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 blah. It's only 3 things each day. So that's really cool. That's nice, quick, easy. And there's going to be some sweet loot that you get for doing those things. So even if you miss a day, then, you're still going to be able to do, more challenges the next day or whatever. The daily challenges reset at 9 a.m. Pacific time each and every single day, which is 12 noon Eastern in case you didn't know. Up next, new content for Designer's Cut in Season Pass 2. So if you don't even own the Director's Cut for whatever reason, but you own the Designer's Cut, which includes Arms Race and the new Vault Hunter's skill trees, then you're getting 4 new pieces of gear in Arms Race. Now, if you own Season Pass 2, then you get the Disciples of the Vault cosmetic pack for all 4 of the Vault Hunters. And these look awesome. I don't know if you guys have seen these things. I'm going to show them here on the screen right now. I love these skins. All right, so up next, we got some base game content being added. These are for everybody. You don't have to own any DLC whatsoever. If you just own the game, you get this. There's going to be the Maurice Black Market vending machine. You're going to get different top tier legendary loot. The machine is going to be in a new location each and every single week, and no DLC maps, no takedown maps, anything like that. You can just go to like wherever this thing is hidden at and purchase some top tier legendary loot. So that's going to be pretty awesome. Think of it as like Xur from Destiny. If you guys have ever played Destiny, then you're familiar with Xur, who's like a black market vendor who moves around week to week. It's a really cool concept. One of my favorite things actually about Destiny was trying to find Xur every single week without having that information spoiled for me. So hopefully as a community, we can work together and find Maurice without data miners just being like, oh, here he is, So let's hope so. They are also going to add a Crazy Earl's reroll machine. For all of you guys who hate anointments, and that's pretty much everybody, you can now get whatever anointment you want on whatever item you want by going to the Crazy Earl vending machine down in Sanctuary. It's going to be a brand new machine, actually. And for 250 iridium, you'll be able to reroll an existing anointment on any piece of gear. It's going to be random. So that's the price is a bit steep if you don't already have a bunch of iridium. The price is a bit steep, but it shouldn't be super cheap. I was thinking it'd be closer to like 150, 200. Either way, you're going to be able to get this iridium in 20 minutes if you really want it. You can just go kill the Ruiner or Grave Ward a few times. You're going to have the 250 iridium pretty quick. So it's not that big of a deal. All right, up next, the Diamond Armory on Sanctuary 3. This is located under the bridge on Sanctuary 3. The Diamond Armory opens a whole room of loot. This room is activated with the use of a diamond key, which are rare rewards that can be obtained through vault cards. So get yourself some of these things, because if you do own DLC content like Arms Race, DLC 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or 6, whatever, you can get DLC items from this room. And I pointed that out in my previous video about the diamond loot chest as well. So keep that in mind. All right, now we got some other changes and fixes and things like that. So I really want to zip through these so you guys can get all this information as quick as possible. Gameplay changes. They've updated the Rhino, which is a new launcher that they added into the game. It can now roll with anointments. For whatever reason, it previously wasn't getting anointments. They're updating the Broken Hearts Day weapons to be able to roll with anointments. According to this, they could roll with anointments previously, but they were missing like the 390 consecutive hits. So they're making it so that the Broken Hearts Day weapons can roll with those anointments now. They're updating the heavy damage artifacts to properly increase heavy weapon damage now. I think they were previously giving damage to shotguns, if I remember right, which was really weird. They're updating the action skill active anointments so that switching to a action skill active anointed weapon, while the action skill is still active, will still keep the benefits from the anointment. So we're talking Sentinel Cryo, we're talking about action skill active 200 damage. All of the anointments where when your action skill is active, you had been losing the effects of it just by switching weapons to another action skill active anointment. Now those will stay locked in place. You don't have to worry about losing those anymore. So everybody that loves running the Cryo Sentinel, you are in luck. Everybody who runs like Flak or a Phase Grasp Amara and you like your action skill actives, you're solid now too. They're addressing a reported concern that all players would not hear Iridian logs in the medical bay after the first vault mission. I've never heard about that happening, so I don't know. They are updating DLC 2, DLC 3, and DLC 4 to properly scale with the player's level in True Vault Hunter mode. I hadn't heard anybody talking about that either, since, you know, most people don't even bother going into True Vault Hunter mode since you don't need to. You can just play normal modes, switch on Mayhem, and it's literally the same thing. They are updating the Iridium jars in Moxie's heist of the Handsome Jackpot to appear correctly for all players. Again, another one that I have no idea what it is, but for those of you who had a problem with that, boom, there you go. They are renaming the Operative's Critical Mass class mod to its proper name, Spy. And they have a note here that says Critical Mass is a new class mod in Director's Cut. The name was switched along the way somewhere, and this change corrects that. So I don't know if they're saying that the Spy class mod will now become the Critical Mass class mod, and then the new class mod is going to be called Spy. I'm a little confused on that one, but either way, this is awesome. We're getting a new class mod, and hopefully it gives us some competition for the Seeing Dead and Executor for Zane, because and the Spy, because Zane, you know, could use a couple more good class mods in my opinion. They're updating the Hot Spring Legendary Grenade from the Designer's Cut to show correct textures. Previously this thing looked like it was a hollowed out like can or something, so it's good to see that they're just going to fix that. It was just a visual bug. They're addressing a reported issue that was causing downed players to stay and fight for their life after being revived in Arms Race. They're fixing an issue that was causing skill points gained in Arms Race to not be granted properly. Usually you could just save and quit your game and then reload, and then that would fix it, but it's nice that it's just going to be fixed in the game now. They're adding an indicator that a player is spectating an Arms Race after dying. They're addressing a noticeable hitching problem throughout the game when players are engaged in heavy battle. That's good to see any kind of changes to help with that. They're updating timed events to grant current event rewards if the player played the previous year. So what that means is everybody who did like Bloody Harvest this past October, you probably had an issue where you were not able to get like the new skins and stuff. Well, they're fixing that. So it took a little bit, but I'm glad to see it's getting fixed. Speaking of the Bloody Harvest, they are updating Captain Haunt to prevent him from staying invincible if his Phylacrates or something like that, I don't know, were destroyed too quickly. So basically his little pylon things that you can shoot and blow up, if you blew him up too quickly, sometimes he would just stay invincible. Happened to me a couple of times. So it's good that they fixed that. It does say players will not see this change until the Bloody Harvest returns. It's good that they're jumping on it now though. They are adding the hot fixes to the game permanently. This is big, man. Like, I know this sounds so simple, but all of the hot fixes that we've had up to this point were not patched into the game yet. So you always had to wait for the hot fix applied sign at the main menu to make sure that you were getting the changes. Now everything should be patched into the game permanently now. So even if you go offline, your Hellwalker should still, you know, badass, your Maggie should still be amazing, etc, etc. You won't lose all the changes. That, to me, that's huge. I don't know, maybe I'm overstating that one, I don't know. Anyhow, we got some Vault Hunter changes now. They're updating Mose the Gunner's Harmonious Havoc, I probably said that wrong, ability to award the proper amount of damage after entering Fight for Your Life. I actually didn't know that was a problem, so cool. They are updating Amara the Siren's Phase Grasp skill to correctly activate when doing damage in situations where it cannot grab enemies like bosses. Updating the Siren's Phase Flare Orb to activate properly when aiming at the ground, using an action skill, and switching weapons at the same time. That is a very specific set of circumstances, but I guess I'm glad that they fixed it. They're modifying the Siren's Remnant skill projectile to have its own damage source. They're updating the Remnant skill to only allow gun and action skill damage to pass through in a Remnant orb to match the item card. They're updating Flak the Beastmaster's Commandlet class mod to trigger on bullet, melee, and skill damage. That makes that class mod considerably better. I like that. They're updating the Beastmaster's Ion Loader pet to follow moving enemies enemies when using the eye laser attack, so no longer will he just stare blindly into space. Updating the Beastmaster's Bad Astra skin in the quick change to use the correct icon. Previously it was showing as Moe's, which was kind of hilarious, honestly. Now we got some platform specific changes. I won't go through these too much. I'm going to cover the highlights. They're updating the friends list on the epic version of Borderlands 3 to not display friends that don't exist. They're giving some fixes and updates for PlayStation 5 and Series X, including the Tales from the Iridian Slab and Master of all you survey trophies. For all you trophy hunters out there, that should be fixed now, and the next time you play Borderlands 3, if you've completed those challenges, you should be awarded those trophies if that's something you're really into. They're also fixing where Guardian rank would reset when you transfer your save files. They're adding a screen to obscure your shift menus on PlayStation 5 when you stream, which is good. That way you don't, accidentally give out some information you don't want people to have. Then there's various errors and things like that that they're addressing as well. And then finally, and this is also huge, and I think this is a good change, and you tell me down in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this? But this is the exact wording that I got. They are adjusting the world drop rate while players are using mayhem levels. Now, if that doesn't make any sense to you, if you're like, what? I don't know what the hell that means. The world drops in this game has been a point of contention in the community since the game released. I remember in the very first month of release, I sent a message to somebody at Gearbox and I said, legendaries are dropping a lot. Like excessively a lot in mayhem mode. And they said, well, it's because the anointment system, you have to you got to find your anointments, so we need to have world drops higher. Well, now that they're adding the reroll machine and we don't have to worry about anointments when we farm so much because we can just go change them for iridium, they're lowering the world drops, and I don't think it's going to be excessive. I think it's going to be something reasonable. It should be somewhere between Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3, so we're not going to go back to those ridiculously low drop rates where it felt like it was impossible to get one, and then when you did get one, you were just disappointed anyhow. Imagine if they take on Borderlands 3 and they go back to Borderlands 2 level world drop rates, and then you get a world drop Malik's Bane, and then you're just like, Jesus God, So the sheer amount of good, viable gear in this game means that world drop rates still need to be at least decent, and I figure that they're probably going to keep it that way. I won't know until we actually get our hands on this patch, and then once we do, we're gonna run mayhem and we'll see how it goes. So that's all there is in these notes. I was kind of hoping for some more changes for Flax Purple Tree. I was hoping for some more buffs and things of that nature, but we got next Thursday too. Who knows, maybe we'll get some more buffs on that date. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoy these informational videos, please leave a comment down below, hit the like button, hit subscribe. It really helps out the channel. I do super appreciate you guys. And if you guys want to, come over to twitch.tv/killer6, link as always down in the description below, and come watch as we run through the new content today. See if it's something that interests you. It feels like there's a lot of really good things here. I'll see you over there. Y'all have a great day. Take care. Oh! I'm done. I retire. It's been fun playing Borderlands 3, but apparently I'm done here. Take care.